I know all the headlines will be Reeve cries foul. Bring it on, right? Bring it on. Because this shit was stolen from us.
Come of arguably the most important game for the entire WNBA season, and you do not overturn this call.
What if I told you the WNBA Finals weren't decided on the court, but in a smoky back room? Sounds crazy, right? But after what just went down, it's not so far-fetched. We've got the receipts, and they're about to change the way you see pro sports forever. Here's the deal. ESPN just dropped a bombshell about the finals being rigged.
WNBA Finals game was absolutely rigged, and there is so much proof. What a terrible way to end this WNBA season.
Yeah, you heard that right. Rigged. We're talking fishy foul calls, insane free throw numbers, and star players losing their minds on Twitter. But you know what's even crazier? This might just be the tip of the iceberg. You know what's crazy? The entire WNBA Finals came down to one whistle, one split-second decision that turned the whole game upside down. We're talking championship dreams crushed or realized, all because of a single call. That's the kind of drama you can't script. Let's break down those final seconds. The Liberty's down by 2, clock's ticking away like a time bomb. Breanna Stewart, the Liberty's superstar, gets her hands on the ball, and that's when everything goes off the rails. The crowd's on their feet, hearts pounding, because they know this is it. This is the moment. Now imagine this. Stewart's got the ball, and she takes not 1, not 2, but like 4 steps without dribbling. In any pickup game, that's traveling, right?
She at least jumps 1, 2, 3. Oh my gosh. She at least takes 4 steps.
Your buddy would be calling you out before you even finish the move. But here, in the WNBA Finals, refs don't make a sound. It's like they've got their eyes closed or something. Stewart goes up for the shot, and there's barely any contact. I mean, you've probably had more physical encounters trying to grab the last slice of pizza. But guess what happens next? That whistle blows, loud and clear. The whole arena freezes. Nobody can believe what's happening. Here's the real kicker. The refs called a foul on the Lynx's Alana Smith. Stewart gets 2 free throws to tie the game. 2 shots that could erase that 2-point lead and send everything into overtime. It's like giving someone a get-out-of-jail-free card in the middle of a high-stakes Monopoly game. You won't believe what the refs said to justify this call. They had the audacity to claim that Smith wasn't in legal guarding position.
Like slightly tapping the ball. Her body isn't touching Breanna Stewart. Her arm isn't touching Breanna Stewart. There was clearly 0 contact here.
That's insane. It's like they were watching a completely different game. Even people who've never touched a basketball in their lives were scratching their heads at that one. This call was so bad, so outrageously wrong, that it got NBA superstars fired up. We're talking LeBron James and Damian Lillard, guys who've seen it all on the court, going off on social media.
LeBron James tweeted, he said, "I'm sorry, but that wasn't a foul. Let the damn players dictate the outcome of a close, battled, tested game."
They couldn't believe what they saw. When you've got the biggest names in basketball calling out a play, you know something seriously messed up. But here's the thing that really twists the knife. This wasn't just any old regular season game. We're talking about the WNBA Finals, the big show, the moment every player dreams about from the time they first pick up a basketball. And it all came down to this phantom foul. This single call didn't just decide a game, it changed everything. The way fans look at the league, the trust players have in the officials, the integrity of the sport itself, it all got shaken up in those few seconds.
Come of arguably the most important game for the entire WNBA season, and you do not overturn this call.
It's like someone pulled back the curtain and showed us that maybe, just maybe, what's happening on the court isn't the whole story. And you know what's even crazier? This might just be the beginning. Because once people start questioning one call, they start looking at everything else with a magnifying glass. It's opened up a whole can of worms that the WNBA might not be ready to deal with. Remember how I said this was just the beginning? Well, hold on to your seats, because the rabbit hole goes way deeper than anyone expected. What if I told you this wasn't just about one bad call, but an entire system designed to favor certain teams? You think that phantom foul was bad? Wait till you hear about the rest of the game. It's like someone opened Pandora's box, and now everyone's seeing fishy calls everywhere they look. Let's break down the numbers, because they're gonna blow your mind. The Liberty got 25 free throws, 25. And the Lynx? They only got 8.
You guys, the final free throw count at the end of the game, the Liberty shot 25 free throws and the Lynx shot only 8.
That's not just a little off. That's a Grand Canyon-sized gap. In a championship game, that kind of disparity is like giving one team a head start in a race. But here's where it gets really wild. People started digging into old games, looking for patterns, and guess what? They found them. Turns out, there's been a whole bunch of sketchy calls favoring certain teams. It's like someone's been pulling strings behind the scenes, and we're just now catching on. Now, brace yourself for this bombshell. Some folks think the WNBA is trying to boost certain teams to get more viewers. Yeah, you heard that right. They're saying the league might be playing favorites to juice up ratings. Can you imagine being a player and wondering if the league wants you to lose? That's beyond messed up. It's like finding out the race you've been training for your whole life might be rigged from the start. You know what's even crazier? This isn't just fans talking trash on Twitter anymore. Big names in basketball are starting to ask questions. When the pros who've been in the game for years start raising eyebrows, you know something's seriously wrong. It's like the whole basketball world is waking up to something that's been hiding in plain sight. The Lynx coach? She went off in her press conference. We're talking full-on, no-holds-barred fury. She straight up said the championship was stolen from them. That's not just sour grapes. That's an all-out accusation.
And I know all the headlines will be Reeve cries foul. Bring it on, right? Bring it on, because this shit was stolen from us.
When a coach is willing to risk fines and her reputation to call out the league, you know she believes something's rotten in the state of Denmark. But here's the wildest part of all this. This controversy might be exactly what the WNBA needed. And that's where it gets weird. All this drama, all these accusations flying around, they've got people talking about the WNBA like never before. It's like the old saying goes, there's no such thing as bad publicity. Think about it. The WNBA is trying to grow, right? They've got this shiny new $2.2 billion media deal. They're pushing for more fans, more coverage, more everything. And now, suddenly, everyone's eyes are on them. People who've never watched a WNBA game in their lives are suddenly experts on foul calls and free throw disparities. It's like the league accidentally stumbled into the spotlight, and now they've got to figure out what to do with all this attention. Do they double down and ignore the accusations, or do they open up the books and risk admitting there might be a problem? Either way, one thing's for sure, the WNBA will never be the same after this. The question is, will it change for better or for worse? All right, this WNBA Finals just flipped the script on everything. It's not just about that one crazy call anymore. This whole mess has got people questioning every game they've ever watched. The league's stuck between a rock and a hard place now. They can try to sweep it under the rug, but that might send fans running for the hills. Or they can face it head on and risk admitting there's some serious problems behind the scenes. You know what Coach Reeve said? She didn't hold back, blasting the refs and saying this was stolen from us. That's not something you hear every day from a pro coach. It's like dropping a bomb on the whole league. One thing's for sure, next season's gonna be wild. Every fan, player, and coach is gonna be watching those refs like they're solving a mystery. Every whistle, every call, it's all gonna be under the microscope. The WNBA is about to enter a whole new era, whether they like it or not.